Hi, I'm Alex.
I'm Charlotte.
I'm Henry.
This is Annabella, Florence,
And Lottie.
and we're the
Galballies. Lottie. No, it's naughty. What's wrong with you? No. Have cheese. Why are you eating it today?
Only one chimney to go.
Oh dear, now you want to eat it. Now you want to eat it, now it's everywhere. Leave her. Eat her.
Stick lady's lonely. Children are sad.
You ready? You're ready. Ready's not allowed in there at feed time, is it? That's going to go dinners.
Till the frolicking foam.
Ready. Good girl, Lot. Give Anna better one of your bits. There we go. Oh no. Uh-oh. 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 It's in your hair. It's in your hair. It's in all of your hairs. Uh-oh. Let's get that spoon, shall we? Oh, no, it's in Mummy's hair. Lovely girls. Bath time. Say bath time. Yeah, you love bath, don't you? Good girls. Bye. Say bye. Bye. Say bye. Bye. Yeah. Bye, everyone. Look, Florence and Bella. Bye. Oh, you blow kisses. Let's say bye. Mwah. Oh. Mwah. Bye. Mwah. Ah, don't touch it. Say bye. Blow kiss. Blow kiss. Mwah. 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 No, bye. Bye. Mwah. Bye. Bye, everyone. Mwah.
A mass, yells the dad. An excellent mass.
Hi guys. So today we thought we would discuss the impact of having 4 children, triplets, going from 1 to 4 children in a very short space of time, and the pressures that it brings as a couple. Because I think it's actually really important to we're very open and honest people, and I think it's really important to share our journey as a couple, not just always about the family or about the children, it's about us as well. So we thought we would talk about that today.
I'm actually moody because she just annoyed me before we did this. Anyway,
he's driving. I told him off and he didn't like it, so he had to go at me, so I had to go him back. See, it just proves we are a normal couple. That's just what every couple probably does.
well, basically we have to work. No, I don't think we have to work any harder than anybody else, but we have to ensure that we are pulling in the same direction at the same time, and we can't afford to hold grudges against each other. So, you know, and I am at the moment, but just generally, like, you know, if one of us bites each other's head off in the middle of the night because we haven't had any sleep for 6 days, then rather than getting the ump about it for a week, you just have to say, you know, I get it, it's fine, you know. And if we shout at one of the kids unnecessarily, not that we really do, but sometimes you do lose it. You just lose
your head sometimes, and you're just tired or you're knackered, or they're just pushing your buttons.
Things, you know, like leave the front door open, or forget the bread when that's all you went to go to the shop for, you know.
You were under a lot of pressure.
Massively.
A lot of pressure.
Massively.
And it happened very quickly overnight, because actually before the girls arrived with Henry, we weren't under a lot of pressure. We both worked full time out of choice. Henry went to nursery. He's always been a brilliant sleeper, eater. He's always just a really perfect little boy to us. Like, so our life was pretty calm. He kind of come with us, didn't he, as a couple? He joined our life, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we never really evolved. You know, obviously we stopped going out and as much, and you know, we didn't.
Yeah, he was
drag him around the shops that we wanted to look at all day, but we kind of. We didn't spend every weekend sitting at soft play.
And we never were really them parents also as well. It was like, sorry, we can't go out. We have to be at home at 6 PM to do the bath. We weren't like that. We'd go, yeah, we'll come along for dinner, or we'll pop to lakeside shopping and stay out for dinner, and rather than rushing home. Yeah. We weren't too worried about it. It was very relaxed, wasn't it?
And then it kind of, his character shows that. But
yeah. Obviously that's completely different with the girls and Henry now. We're having 4 children. Routine is absolutely key, as we always say. So actually we do have to, majority times, probably 1 out of 10 times we might allow it, but actually majority times we do have to be home to have them settled in bed by 7 PM.
The situation, because it's at our peril basically if we don't. We've tried it, you know, we've had that time where we've gone, oh, you know, don't worry about it, let's just stay for another drink, or a barbecue or something, and it
or even
all
without
bell
shopping
breaks
and we
loose.
go, oh, we'll just feed them while we're out, and then they can sleep in their pram, and then it gets to 7 p.m. or what? It's very rare. It's only happened a handful of times, but it gets 7 p.m. and they're all screaming and crying because all they want is to be in their bed asleep, and actually the pram.
We're going slightly off piste, but yeah, basically we have to kind of give each other a break. We have to recognise the signs when either of us are struggling. Like, I know when Charlotte is struggling, and I will then get up in the night more, because admittedly I don't always, because I have to go to work, and I'm not saying work's more important than looking after the kids, but I do have to be switched on.
You have to work, otherwise we don't have a life.
Otherwise, you know,
don't have a house.
We haven't got a house. So, and I'm a manager at work in London.
Yeah,
I've
so
got
it's really
a reasonably important job.
To think about. You have to use
I
your
don't
brain.
take myself too seriously, but I do have to be switched on. If I make a mistake, I could probably get sacked.
I think probably most working parents or mums being at home, but a lot of that is an agreement that you have. He goes to work all day. I know I'm working all day as a mum, but effectively when they go to sleep, I can sleep. Alex can't sleep at his desk, so it's an agreement. You just, you know, it just
so
happens.
I'll get up. You know, last week it's been a tough couple of weeks. I started getting up and I'll go and do the bottles at 6 in the morning, and just I'll take over, and we share it, but and we also let each other go out. I mean, you know, I went out last night. If Charlotte wants to go, she's going out for a Prosecco brunch thing tomorrow. Like,
all my girly friends, I'm really
10
excited.
till 6 or saying she's out. You know, I encourage her to do it. She encourages me to play football.
That is really important, though.
Yeah.
We like. Alex is into his sports, he plays football and things like that. I'm more of a social butterfly, and we're both social.
Drinking.
No, I do like a drink, I like a dance, I like socialising with the girls. I think that's just good. We love socialising together, but it's so important to have time out from each other as a couple. And
we can't always get babysitters every week. No. We don't want to. And we don't want to go out every week. It's just,
it's once in a blue. But then also equally to go out together as well, I think it's really important. Like, whether it's cinema or go for a meal, go and get drunk. Do you know what? We like drinking. I'm not saying drinking's good to do, but we like a glass of wine and a beer. And for us, it makes us just relax, switch off from the kids, and just have a laugh together. Like, and that's like we do enjoy doing dancing and all that.
Yeah, and I think you have to remember that, you know, however much you love your kids, and I'd like to meet someone that loves their kids more than we do, because they are everything to us. But you've got to remember that you were a couple first, and you fell in love, and you know, at some point they will go on to other things, whether it's being married, university,
and they leave
kids of their own, whatever.
And you go back to being that too on your own as a couple.
I'm quite aware of that, and I don't want us to sit there in Tenerife in 20 years' time at a table going, well,
got nothing to talk about.
I don't even know. I don't like you anymore, you know.
Because you do grow, like from having children, you do change. Like you become different people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because your parents, your lifestyle changes. No, but your life changes, your style, everything you do changes. So actually, you change as a person. You grow with your new life, and actually, it's so important as a couple to grow together. Because if you don't, like he said, in 20 years' time, when all the kids are, you know, grown up and wanting to go on holidays on their own or eventually move out, God knows when that will be, but we'll be left as a couple on our own, and we need to, I don't want to have to start again. So we're really conscious of making sure that our relationship does come a priority, because if we're not a good relationship, that will have a massive impact on our children.
And we do, you know, we don't get much time on our own, if I'm honest, and the time we are on our own, we're either knackered or
we're trying to socialise with friends or family.
Yeah, we try, but we do still get on really well, and I like going out and we like chatting. And although it was funny, when I don't know if we've told this story on here, but when we went out for like a date night, which I don't really like calling them, because that suggests that, you know, there's a problem. So just a night out, and we don't ever talk about work and stuff.
This is really early
as in my
days.
job.
That was a
this was
girl
about a year
like
ago.
3 months old or something. We went out for a first glass of wine.
Yeah, we were in this bar, and so we're like, Charlotte goes to me, well, how's work then? And you know, as much as my job, I work for a very good law firm and they're very great.
And he works as accounts.
But it is quite dull when you start talking about accounts and figures, and no one wants to talk about that, unless you have to, like me. But so she goes, well, how's work then? I say, oh, well, you know, it's all right. And then she goes, no, you know, tell me about it. So I start going on about some
new
I don't know, some system that we were having at work and the pressure it was bringing, right? And then she literally just stood there for about a minute listening and then went, to be honest, if this was the first date, I'd have left by now. And I was just like mugged me off.
No,
basically.
he was talking about Excel sheets, and
Yeah,
you were like, "Oh, you have to put Q7
Don't tell
times."
everyone.
Yeah, but it was
Secret.
some like ridiculous format, and then it's really clever because it does this now. But and I just stared at him and thought, "Who are you?
No, but this is why I don't talk about it because it's
like,
dull.
when I ask how work is, like, I don't want to know about what program you're using. I mean, like, how's your boss? How's your mates at work? How's the clients? How are you feeling? Are you struggling? Are you not?
You've reminded me, my boss.
No.
Nick,
what about him?
Who's a good friend of mine, a very good friend.
He's Florence's
godfather, him and his wife Sam, and he watches this and he said to me the other week, "You never mentioned me in that." So
hi Nick. God. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Our relationship, I think it's all about communication. If he annoys me, he knows it, and like, that's not being horrible. Like, if he's done something that, you know, and it's always stupid little stuff. We've never really done anything to annoy each other that bad or hurt each other. We never really hurt each other or upset each other. Like, it's always just like, you didn't put the bins out, or I asked you to do this 4 times now, why haven't you done it? It's like just general marriage, I think, isn't it? Like being a couple. But
Charlotte has to like have the last word, and she has to. She expects everybody to do things the way she would.
I
which
run
is what
the house.
causes us problems. So,
I run the house.
like,
I'm there all day, so it's me.
If I had a cup in the front room,
this is so annoying. This is so annoying.
I wouldn't necessarily, and I've drunk the drink from it. I would, if I leave the room, I wouldn't necessarily.
Oh my God! Sorry. Every time we're in a car, there's nearly a crash.
Yeah.
A car just went right in front of a lorry. Round it on a roundabout. But anyway.
Don't get me wrong. If I was going to bed, I'd take the cup out and put it in the dishwasher or whatever. But if I'm just exiting the room, I wouldn't.
To the kitchen.
Take the cup because my mind just doesn't work like that. But
so he's had a cup of tea or he's had his dinner or whatever we're doing, and he walks to the kitchen to go and get a yogurt or a glass of water or something. He doesn't take that plate or something with him.
It's not laziness. I don't expect anyone else to do it. It's just I don't think to do it. But then I might, 5th time, I might think to do it. But
and I'm sitting there the whole time.
She's like, you don't take the cup. And I'm like,
would you reckon you could take the plate with you this time? And he's all like, no, I'll do it when I leave the room. I was like, but you're leaving the room now.
This is where I'm going to see. This is the problems we have, which is really irrelevant, really. So
they are stupid little things.
But I also think, without sounding too soppy, I think like we've got through. You know, if you include the IVF journey, it's sort of over 2 years now. Of plus 3 years prior to that, we had Henry and all that. You know, and as much as people say, oh, you know, I bet one baby would be easy. It's not. You know, we found there was times with Henry that were difficult, and there was sleepless nights, and there was, you know,
parenting is hard, whether it's 1 or 10.
And I don't like it when people say we can't possibly compare to you, because you absolutely can. And if you've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, it is hard. If you haven't got any, life's hard. But I think having been through this together, it's almost like we've been to war and we've come back and we're a better unit for it, because we've been through so much that things don't faze us, you know, outside of it now. So, you know, if, I don't know, a tile falls off the roof and smashes the car windscreen,
so be it.
We'll get it fixed,
I think where before we'd worry, we'd panic, oh, how are we going to get money, when we're going to do it, what we're going to, where now we're just like, well,
if we forgot
worst things can happen.
Yeah, we forgot someone's birthday, or all this, you know, whatever it is just irrelevant. And we have so much more respect for each other, because I respect Charlotte, what she's done and what she does and how she deals with the kids, and how great they are and what a great job she's done, and so it just
but that's
helps
also
me to
you
overlook
as a dad. Like, he's a brilliant dad, like, and he works so hard, don't you? Like, full time he works hard, then he works hard on doing, you know, we do Instagram, we do YouTube. They are a lot of pressure. Then we have a couple, then we have being parents, then we've got to be friends, family, all the pressures from every single angle. But you just have to remember we're a couple in every single time, and also give each other praise. Like, it's sometimes easy not to say, oh, well done, you're doing really good. Like, I can't remember what it was, he did say to me, I can't really think about Henry or something, and I text back and I remember saying to him, I just love how much you love our children. And I just think that was really important because I'm going to cry now. Like, when you love your children that much and you love each other that much, nothing doesn't matter, does it? Like, everything is important.
And also, like, you know,
I'm actually crying.
yeah, we kind of try and keep our standards up. Not that in any way we think we're above what we are, but like, for example, there's a story that a good friend of mine told me, and it was that there was this group of people, and I don't know if this is an actual story or just one of them, you know, things, and they were standing on a desert island with their stuff, but they never was going to get rescued, and they were there for years and years, but they still got dressed for dinner. Even though they knew that they weren't going to get rescued and they were stuck on the desert island, they still got washed in the sea, I assume, and put their nice clothes on and got dressed for dinner because they were proud of who they were, and they didn't want to. And it's the same with us, you know. We always try and keep our house nice. We always, I mean, I wear terrible clothes. I put
makeup on every morning. Some days I never even leave the house. Most days I don't see people. I do the school run, that's it. But I will always make sure that I will get up and get dressed and do my hair and makeup, like, as in, like, brush it and put some mascara on. But it's about keeping you, like,
and that's not to say that, you know, the guy or lady that doesn't do that is wrong or shouldn't, but it's just what works for us, because you know, we feel that, you know, if the grass is cut and the kids are clean and they're wearing nice clothes and, you know,
life seems nicer, doesn't it?
Then it's almost like a personal thing for us, that like a pride thing, I think. But
I think as a couple, when you're put under pressure of lack of sleep, having triplets, having 4 children, you know, we just pulled up on our drive, but having 4 children in a short period of time is a big deal, monetary wise. You know, we worried and stressed so much at the start about money pressures. You worry about, is the house going to be big enough? You worry about if they're happy, if they're healthy. You worry about everything, don't you? Like, you start thinking about putting their names down for preschool and nurseries and schools, and it's just like a never ending cycle. And then you've got the dog, and then you've got the bills, and then the car breaks down, you know. It's normal life stuff, but obviously, as we always feel, as is quite an extreme situation. And I think that does put, when you've got lack of sleep as well, puts a hell of a lot of pressure on as a couple. And we like to talk, and often if one of us have annoyed each other, or if one of us have sort of is like we don't agree with, we just can't help ourselves. And I think that's what saves us as a couple. That's what makes us a stronger couple, because actually, in fact, we can't just like let it build up. I will say to him, I don't agree with the way you're doing that. I don't like that parenting you're doing with Henry. And we kind of dig each other up, but in a good way, and help each other through it. And then, like Alex says, often if I'm struggling because I've had lack of sleep, he will always help out. And I know I can say to him, can you get up and sort us out?
Charlotte's favourite phrase, just to finish up on, because we could probably go on forever about this, but
no, but just but
it's just saying.
Yeah, it is actually just saying.
So, I would have done this like this, but I'm just saying. Or, I would have put the bin out and just looking at the bin, but I'm just saying. Or,
yeah, but like, I would have taken the cup while you're going to the kitchen, take the cup with you. And he's like, but I did. I'm like, okay, I'll just say it. And he's like, but I love it.
Yeah.
But it's true, isn't it? Like, but I think generally, to wrap up our conversation, is how much pressure it puts on us as a couple, having a large family and triplets. 3 babies is a hell of a lot of pressure. But I think we always will just try and stay grounded. Remember that we are a couple that love each other, and that ultimately comes first, really. We need to make sure that we still love each other. And
like, we, like any parents, we make mistakes. You know, we've made mistakes with Henry. Things that we should have been tighter on, or things that we should be more united with, because we tell him, I'll say one thing and Charlotte will say the other.
That still happens.
That is quite a big problem for us. And I normally say, yeah,
because he goes, can I have a biscuit? No, you've not too had your dinner. And then the next minute he's giving her a biscuit.
You know what? And this makes me sound bad, but I don't mean this in the wrong way, but it's just because I just haven't physically got the energy to say no sometimes, because he's just like, can I have a biscuit, can I have a biscuit? And
well, it is always, you've got him from work, and the girls, it's like witching hour. A bit like, there
you go, which I'm happy to, because I haven't seen them. And then I've got Henry like pulling the only bit of my body that hasn't got a baby on it, going, can I have a biscuit, can I have a biscuit? And then
it's like nappy changing, milk time, and then he's all like,
quiet for 10 minutes, I don't.
And I get that as well, because it is a big thing, and we want him to be happy. We don't want to have to like, but as all them different pressures are quite tough on a relationship. But I think we do just keep it real. We keep it very open and honest. We help each other out. We give each other a break. We go out separately with our friends or family or on our own, you know, shopping or something. And then we make sure we do give each other time. And even if it is often, Alex will just say, let's just put our phones away for the evening and just watch a film and get a takeout. And I know that sounds so simple, but it is surprising. Or let's go and sit in the kitchen and put some music on and chat. And
I have had FIFA 19 since the 1st of October when it came out, or the last day of September, and I've only played it twice. And it's sort of mid-November-ish now. So, yeah. And I've not had a bath bomb. I want a bath bomb. I haven't had one of them.
I've never had a bath bomb either, just saying.
Just saying. Anyway, there you go.
We should really go because we are home and it's silly just sitting here on our driveway. But, Key, what's your final thought? Like Jerry Springer, do you remember that? Final thought. What's your final thought? Advice
would be just remember who you are, why you got together in the first place, and what a great time you had. And whether you've got kids or you've just been together a long time, just, you know, buy her a bunch of flowers or buy them.
Yes, little simple things make such a difference.
A box of chocolates, and just say I love you and do something nice together. Because even though, like, she does my nutting, like, as in, like, I look at her and just really nice. Go, like, I can just feel like the anger in my head, thinking like you're just so annoying. But then you've just got to let it go and just think like, you know,
that's very
don't worry about it. And
I think, like he said as well, like little things, like he'll often just come home from work with a little bunch of flowers just from M&S or Asda, and it brightens your day just to be like, he's thought about me to do that. Like,
you've never bought me flowers.
No, I've never bought him flowers. Yeah. But anyway, I think like just respect for each other, communication, making sure you give time for each other, but also to have each other to have time out. He goes football, you know, shopping, family, whatever it is.
That's football in Charlotte's hands. He goes football.
He's a goalie, so.
And also,
and
you need to learn. What's just saying? Right, just saying.
Just saying.
You should have a t-shirt.
Hashtag just saying. That's going to be my hashtag from now on. But anyway, yeah.
Enough's enough.
Keep it real. Say you love each other more often.
And look, just to show how real we are, this is what's in our side door of our car, right?
Half
a pack of squishies.
Skittles. Yum.
Cola bottles. I don't like any of this stuff, by the way.
I love sweets.
Hand sanitizer. That is everywhere.
That is so important.
Just saying.
On that note, love each other. No matter what pressures you are, remember that you are a couple. You're a couple first, and don't forget that. And actually, if you work together as a team, Alex, if you work together as a team, do you hear my Alex voice then? Alex, if you work together, Alex, let's wrap this up. If you work together as a team,
you can achieve anything. Together, everyone achieves more. Team.
There's no I in team.
Yeah, but there's a me.
And Alex also said, which was, I think, has helped make us better couple, but better parents and everything, that the first couple of months of having 4 children, having triplets, was tough. And Alex said, when we were at a rock bottom of like no sleep, we will no, he didn't say that. I'm surprised actually. We are going to sink. If we continue the way we are going to sink. So we let ourselves sink, or we choose to swim. And I know that's a really cheesy quote, but he said we either sink or swim. And obviously we both were like, well, something has to change. We need to sort ourselves out, and we're going to swim, and we're going to fight this, and we're going to work ourselves. The routine. Yeah. Bye then. Bye.
Stay beautiful.
Thanks, I will.
Stay safe.
Cheers. Bye.
Right, we've had a lot of fun and a lot of laughs, but that's your lot now because we're busy. So, goodbye.
Bye. Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. So, if you like our channel and you want to subscribe, hit the like button, drop us a comment, and just don't forget to subscribe because we really, really appreciate your support, and that means that we know you're watching it and we can make some more content.
And subscribe is just like following, like you would on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook. So subscribe to follow our channel and you'll see all our new content, and hopefully you enjoy it.
Bye.